Yende mbele injili yake Bwana Yesu. 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 Yende mbele.
Yesu aliteswa kwa ajili yangu, tena aliteswa kwa ajili ya wewe. Yesu aliteswa kwa ajili yangu, tena aliteswa kwa ajili ya wewe. Yesu aliteswa kwa ajili yangu, tena aliteswa kwa ajili ya wewe.
Yesu aliteswa kwa ajili yangu, tena aliteswa kwa ajili ya wewe.
Parapanda italia na mimi nitaenda kupiga ripoti mbinguni kwa Baba.
Parapanda italia na mimi nitaenda kupiga ripoti mbinguni kwa Baba.
Parapanda italia na mimi nitaenda kupiga ripoti mbinguni kwa Baba.
Parapanda italia na mimi nitaenda kupiga ripoti mbinguni kwa Baba.
Yesu alichapwa kwa ajili yangu, tena alichapwa kwa ajili ya wewe.
Yesu alichapwa kwa ajili yangu, tena alichapwa kwa ajili ya wewe.
Yesu alichapwa kwa ajili yangu, tena alichapwa kwa ajili ya wewe.
Yesu alichapwa kwa ajili yangu, tena alichapwa kwa ajili ya wewe.
Parapanda italia na mimi nitaenda kupiga ripoti mbinguni kwa Baba.
Parapanda italia na mimi nitaenda kupiga ripoti mbinguni kwa Baba.
Of you is Central Police Sunday School, ready to present to you songs, verses, and a dance. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
In the Old Testament, after sin entered into the world, God required the blood sacrifice of animal for the atonement of sins. When a man repented his sin, he was to prove the validity of his repentance by offering a sacrifice. The blood of the sacrificial animal was to be exchanged for that of the worshipper whose sin is needed to be atoned for.
Leviticus chapter 4 verse 13, it says, if the whole Israelite community sees an intention and does what is forbidden in the Lord's command, even though they are unaware of the matter, they are guilty.
Leviticus 4:14, it says, when they become aware of the sin they committed, the assembly must bring a young bull as a sin offering and present it in the tent of meeting.
Leviticus chapter 4 verse 15, it says, the elders of the community are to lay their hands on the goat's head before the Lord, and the goat shall be slaughtered before the Lord. Verse 22, when a leader sins unintentionally and does what is forbidden in any of the Lord's commands, he is guilty. When he is made, verse 23, when he is made aware of the sin he committed, he must bring as his offering a male goat without defect. It is a sin offering. Verse 24, he is to lay his hands on the goat's head and slaughter it at the place where burnt offerings are slaughtered. It is a sin offering. Verse 27. If a member of the community sins unintentionally and does what is forbidden in any of the Lord's commands, he is guilty.
Leviticus 4:28. When he made aware of the sin he committed, he must bring us his offering for the sin. He committed a female goat without defense. 12. He is to lay his hand on the head of the sin, offering and slaughtering in the place of the burn. Number 13. The priest administered the sacrifice, and so he was bridge between God and man. Number 14. But because the priest as human nature was also sinful, he had to offer a sacrifice for himself before he could offer to anybody else.
Leviticus chapter 4 verse 3. If the anointed priest sins, bringing guilt on the people, he must bring to the Lord a bull without defect as a sin for the sin he has committed. Leviticus chapter 9 verse 2. And he said to Aaron, take a bull as a sin offering, and a ram as a burnt offering, both without defect, and present them before the Lord. Leviticus chapter 16 verse 6. Aaron was to offer a bull. Leviticus chapter 16 verse 6. Aaron is to offer the bull for his own sin offering to make atonement for himself and his household. Verse 19. The Jewish priesthood was inadequate because what he did one day was not of any value the next.
They constantly had repeat those sacrifices because there was never ever any final. There was never any final certification. The sacrifice had been repeat those sacrifices because there was never ever any sacrifice.
Numbers chapter 28 verse 3. It says, say to them, this is the food offering you are to present to the Lord, 2 lambs each a year old without defect, as a regular burnt offering each day.
Numbers 28 verse 9. On the Sabbath day, make an offering of 2 lambs a year old without defect, with drink offering and a grain offering of ephah of the finest flour mixed with olive oil. Verse 23. This is the burnt offering in addition to drink offering and burnt offering. Verse 24. On the first on the first of every month, make a burnt offering of two young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 young lambs, all without